when those eclipses happened in October and everything started going crazy, I wanted to do like an episode which was just like, what are the top 10 historical events that coincided with eclipses? So I went back and I searched and I couldn't find many articles on that. So I started to do it myself and do the research. And I kept finding these events where an eclipse would happen and it would indicate like the death of a king or the change of a dynasty or something like that. But it wasn't, sometimes these changes were happening and people weren't aware of it at all. They weren't aware of the astrology or anything like that. But it was just naturally happening. So I think it is something that actually exists out there, which is still surprising, especially from a skeptical mindset, because we would assume that humans themselves are just doing it, they're acting it out based on superstition. But for some reason, astrology and the movement of the planets, especially major events like eclipses, sometimes does happen and does coincide with things, even if we're not aware of it at all.
True, there is something perhaps divine about how events, unfold on Earth.
Yeah, I think it's really important to maintain a healthy skepticism, and also because that helps you to combat against something that can sometimes happen when people get into forms of divination or astrology, is that function of like looking for signs can malfunction, and you can overdo it and start seeing importance in everything or signs in everything, even if it's not that deep in some instances or something like that. So it can go haywire or go too far. But yeah, I mean, I would encourage you to do that historical research, because even in what little I did in the past century, me and my friend Nick Diggin-Best in our eclipses episode, we found that every death of an English king in the past century had taken place within a week of an eclipse. And seeing how often it does happen in history and how consistent it is, you start to realize that there's something going on there that's not purely humans projecting on the sky, but that there's some property in nature, I think, that's exhibiting something that's important to investigate.
This is one of the most fascinating topics, and I think I can go round and round myself, just in terms of, just even like sort of, countering my own arguments.